then I add some buckwheat, and I can get some wildflower honey, but that again, that's even more terroir because you never know what's in that. Depends on where the bees go and what happened to grow well that season.
Sure, exactly, and there's that too. It's never 100% of whatever is that they're advertising. It actually only has to be about 50% or somewhat, but
like if I had
do they not allow
definitely.
any different types of honey to be imported to Canada?
They do. It's cost prohibitive.
Okay.
Like even the stuff that's made in Canada. One of the things that if money was no object, I would definitely make a mead out of this specialty honey I found that is asters and goldenrod. It's the fall harvest, and you can taste both the flowers when you have the honey. And like I've had a jar that I got this before I got married, so we're talking probably 7 years old. I've got like the last couple of tablespoons in the bottom of a 1 pound jar I paid $8 for, and My special treat for me every now and then is I put a spoon of honey in a mug of warm milk before bed, and it doesn't this honey doesn't smell like it did anymore. But when I warm it up and put it in the milk, it still tastes like goldenrod and asters, and it's just fantastic. Like I know what there's goldenrod grows like crazy around here, so I know exactly what it is, and it's really, really evident in that particular honey, and you can taste the goldenrod and the asters, and it's just amazing. But at $8 a pound, I can't afford to make that into mead.
Yeah, at that point, that's tea, honey. You can't,
Exactly, and if I were able to buy it in larger quantities or something like that, I might be able to make a deal with the beekeeper or something, or maybe I'm just gonna have to plant my own fields of the stuff and have my own hive in the middle of that particular, and that's my special for me. That's my special traditional for me.
You might be able to market that as an anti-allergy mead. Sensation mead.
Yeah, really.
That's the going rate for varietals over here. If you want a nice raw varietal, it's about $16 a kilo.
Dang.
Yeah, well, it's about $3 a pound, $6 something a kilo right now for just the generic white and golden honeys that I can get, and those are predominantly clover for the white and predominantly goldenrod and for the golden. But I've made meads out of each of those to compare, and they're both good meads. Just how much of that do I need? Considering I drink maybe a bottle a month if I'm lucky.
I'm not going to say how much I pay for honey because everybody gets mad at me.
Yeah,
I'm already mad at you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
and I've tasted your orange blossom bomb, and I know how good that is. That's quite tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
You even got a bottle of that over here in Australia.
Yeah, that was fun.
I bet.
Oh man.
But yeah, like I haven't really screwed up a traditional yet, so I haven't really felt the need to keep making it just to get it right.
I haven't been able to make that traditional yet. That dry traditional. Let's not that everyone that tastes it goes, wow, that's really the make it. My goal is to make the gateway mead a dry traditional that is a gateway mead. That like let's say the Chardonnay drinker or whatever will taste and go, hey, that's actually pretty good. I could have another glass of that. That I'm not there. It's very difficult.
If you execute it right, and they're gonna, the serious wine drinkers are finding all kinds of flavors and aromas in those honeys, and they're like, and they equate it to wines because there's so many different flavors and aromas in grapes with nothing added. So they have a really good palate for tasting mead, I've found, and they've got a good appreciation for that.
Yeah.
Oh, Deb.
But I think those are the best products, besides the Pymonts, that you can show to wine drinkers to get them to come to the dark side here.
It is very self-satisfying when you do get a wine judge or something like that who's willing to be open-minded enough to to try and actually give you an opinion on what you know already is a good mead, and just looking at their faces, they go, "What the hell did I just drink?"
Right, exactly.
So much fun.
One of the major wineries around here, the head winemaker who makes sparklings came out to give a lecture on how to make sparklings at our wine guild, and I brought along a sparkling sizer, and the look on his face, he's just like, I don't know if this is good because I don't know what the hell it is, but I like it.
Always a good thing to hear. Hey Deb, we got a check-in on Twitter from Brian Galbraith, who is a listener, and going back to your point way at the beginning, I just saw this. I was jumping around fixing things and didn't see his post. Sorry, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Yeah, he was saying regarding your keeping things cool and not having fermenters with jackets and whatnot. That have you considered a cooling snake?
And there's been some talk about those too. I have not seen them or used one, and they do run on glycol, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's an external source, though. Doesn't it push it out through and then bring it back and so forth?
Right.
Yeah. It's like a closed system, but it's like a wraparound rather than an actual jacket.
Well, my thought on some of these is that they're actually like an immersion cooler kind of thing.
That could be too, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what. I haven't looked at them, so
they may not be. I don't know economically as far as how much energy it takes to get them to cool, and do they cool low enough? What I'm told is that you really need to get it pretty much down to around in the 30s Fahrenheit, into the low 30s Fahrenheit to be able to drop. And I'm sorry, when I'm saying this, I'm referring to cold crashing in order to settle stuff out. Now, in order, and maybe I should look at it from the perspective of just keeping things, maintaining a cool enough temperature, like maybe around 70 degrees in all tanks kind of thing. I have not looked at it from that perspective.
I cold crashed at about 23, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a chest freezer and have my husband, who is a whiz with electrical type things, create a temperature control unit for it so that I can either cold crash or just maintain during ferment, depending on what I want to do.
Yeah, that's what I do. I have 2 chest freezers with a couple of Johnson's controls on them, and I set it right now. They're because of the Miami summer. They're set to 50. Miami.
In my head, every time somebody says Miami, that's my head goes back with Miami.
Miami.
Sorry, you were saying?
I set them to 50 degrees, and the garage, like right now, it's at, I don't know, probably 90.
Oh, jeez.
Yucky.
Yeah, and I made a lot of sherry.
I imagine.
You know what you need if you're working with a chest freezer, though? Is I'm halfway through installing a gantry crane.
What? A gantry crane?
Cool.
Yeah. When I had the builders modifying my basement. No, this is the basement.
That's a basement? Dang, my basement ceilings aren't a whole lot over my husband's head. I'd have trouble doing that.
Yeah, but you can move it out of the way. So that it's only for when you're moving stuff. So yeah, I have the same issue. It would be a head issue if you left it in the middle of the room, but it'll pull them straight out without doing your back and without messing up the leaves and all that sort of stuff. It'll pull it in and out of the chest freezer, and it's going to work a treat.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting. Brian, the guy who said about the cooling snake, also says that a Bochet sour would be amazing. So that'll start a whole nother conversation that we
Yeah.
A lot of get some Brett and make a Bochet sour.
I know, right? Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah, that would. That would.
Definitely.
Throw it in a
Someone will have to try that.
I know, right? Anybody
Well,
out there
yeah.
want to take up the challenge of doing a Bochet sour?
Way too variable for my liking. I need
I'm sure there's
firmer.
somebody else. You watched Rob Ratliff will pop up on the Got Mead group tomorrow and say, "I'll do it," because he can do anything as far as I can tell. Oh wait, he's collected his recipes. There's a book coming.
Oh.
Of Rob
Yay.
Ratliff recipes. The man does not make bad mead, so yeah. I've got to sit down. One of my jobs this week is to sit down and proof the book so that he can go in and make whatever changes he needs to make.
Well, I love books. I love cookbooks, and if it's a mead recipe book, that's even.
I know. Well, it's
way
gonna be like
better.
100 and some recipes in the thing too. It's gonna be
Wow.
huge. So
Fun.
biggest mead book ever. Well, I mean, talking about mead books, you've seen the mead food pairing book that Chrissy's doing, right?
I've seen excerpts from it. Yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
She was
I
on the
can't
show a
wait.
couple weeks ago, and yeah, it sounds like we were drooling through the whole show. We're like
Oh, yeah.
trying not to short out our mics with the drool. You know, I mean, it was terrible.
I cannot wait to get some of those in my tasting room.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, and I mean, what you need to do, you know, since you got four varietal traditionals coming out, you should connect up with her, see if she's headed up your way at all. She's in Oregon.
Right.
Or down your way, I guess that would be. So she's head over your way, you know, at any time, you know, in the future, or maybe you guys can connect up at the Mazer Cup and do a pairing around your meads, man.
That would be
And
fun.
Chrissy's got a real skill set there, you know. I mean, she seems to have a real knack for pairing meads.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the whole finished, published book. It's going to be really exciting.
I know. I'm looking
And
forward
to be able to, you know, to do things with it. You know, hey, come on down to the meadery this, you know, some weird Tuesday or something that I'm not even open, and let's like make food and drink mead and
Oh my god.
see how it all tastes together.
That's what we need to do. We need to have like a cook and drinking bitch.
Let's do that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We need to take over somebody's house in Colorado, like during the mead, you know, like just before, or just after the Mazer Cup would be better, because, you know, just before everybody's getting
Couple
ready.
of days after, so you've got time to clear the hangovers, though.
Yeah, right, or something. I don't know. Sometime around the Mazer Cup, somebody who's got a house there, and you know, and have a basically a mead version of a coffee clutch, but with more food.
Well, I'm conveniently located very close to the hotel and the airport.
Oh, well then. Might be
You
done.
really want me to come,
And
don't
so
you,
is my
Vicky?
meadery.
Yes,
yeah, I
yes,
do.
we
Oh,
do.
yeah, and plus when you do, I that reminds me, I found some mead, some honey, one of those New Zealand honeys. I don't know if you get those airborne ones.
Airborne honey?
They have flying honey in New Zealand?
Well, no, it's the label name, airborne, the E at the end, established 1910. Pure natural New Zealand honey. This is called Viper's Bugloss, Bugloss. It's a beautiful purple flower, and oh my god, the honey smells and tastes amazing. I saw it out at UC Davis this February at the second class that I went to, and if I could get my hands on some of that for a traditional, oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
Viper's Bugloss.
Wow. No, I've never heard of that myself. But
Alright,
being
well-
as they're so close, we should be able to get it relatively easily, you'd hope.
I would hope so. Because you would be my favorite if you could do that. Just like 4
Right.
pails is all I need.
Oh yeah, that'll
Most
be
of
easy
the
to get on the
stuff from-
airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff from New Zealand is in fact Manuka honey, because that's the biggest
Right.
rage at the moment.
Right. Yeah.
Even though we can make it, grow it and harvest it in Tasmania as well. It's New Zealand seems to have claimed the right to the only place that has legitimate stuff or something ridiculous. But
It's not fair.
yeah, well, you know.
I don't know.
But they
Life's
actually
not
have a.
fair.
If
There's
it's
now
not
a
made in
registry.
champagne, it's just sparkling wine, right?
Right.
Yeah. But you can actually send your Manuka honey off now to an official